Doncaster cracking down on metal theft. From today, people taking material to scrapyards will have to bring documents confirming their identity. Police say it will help to trace anything which may have been stolen. With high metal prices, thefts have been on the increase.
We have interruptions of supply in terms of electricity, phone lines, and we've got major disruption to communities. We've had, lead stolen from church roofs, we've had businesses affected by it, and clearly we want to do our part to try and reduce the problem and reduce the impact on our communities and businesses.
Police are growing increasingly.
A new scheme to help cut metal thefts which are blighting the region. In the last financial year, there were more than 1,500 thefts involving metal in North Yorkshire. That figure jumped to over 4,700 in West Yorkshire, and in South Yorkshire that figure is even higher, 4,800. In fact, the value of metal stolen in 2010 in South Yorkshire alone was almost £6 million, from where Tom Ingle has sent this report.
Morning, lads. Your driving licence, please, your ID.
Another customer arrives at CF Booth's scrapyard in Doncaster. From today, this is one company signed up to the new police scheme. No ID, no sale.
I think it's a very good thing. I think it'll separate out the people with nothing to hide from the people with something to hide. And that can only be a good thing for the trade and for the crime.
Booths handles around 25,000 tonnes of scrap metal every year. Now, the new voluntary code means while you won't be able to trace every piece that comes in, you will have an ID for everyone who comes through the gate.
I got my garage broke into and scrap stolen, so, thieves are after scrap. So, yeah, it's a good idea.
Metal being stolen for scrap has become a real blight on everyday life. In Stainforth, near Doncaster last year, the phones were off for days on end when copper cables were taken twice. In Doncaster itself, 85% of scrap merchants have signed up to the new voluntary ID scheme, which also extends across Yorkshire.
What about that 15% who aren't signed up, though? Are you going to be leaning on them?
Well, leaning is probably a strong word, but obviously we will be concentrating our efforts in terms of spot checks and regular checks that we do generally at dealers.
This idea has already been tried out in the northeast, where, according to police, it helped cut off supply routes for people trying to get rid of stolen metal. And with spot checks in place too, this could be the start of the fight back against metal theft. Tom Ingle, BBC Look North, Doncaster.
Thank you, Tom. Well, a little earlier I spoke to Ian Hetherington, who represents the metal recycling industry. I'd asked him if this latest initiative, known as Operation Tornado, would be popular with his members.
Yes, I mean, the Operation Tornado is a trial up in the northeast that was originated by ourselves and the police. We're very supportive of it. We believe that intrinsically good policing, good quality controls by our members are, underpin the way to overcome metal theft.
Do you think we're likely to see the ending of problems with metal theft? Because if there's no market for people to take their scrap to, then we won't have the disruption and the danger that's been caused by the problems, will we?
I'd love to think we could see an end to metal theft, but that may be a little idealistic. What we're hoping to do here, by all the measures in place, is to reduce the opportunities for thieves to dispose of their material.
Briefly, would an end to so-called cash sales from scrapyards be the best way of stopping metal thefts?
No, on its own, a ban on cash will do absolutely nothing. And our concern is that it may well, if badly implemented, may well increase the illegal sector and increase the opportunities for thieves to dispose of stolen material. So it is a real concern. We don't believe it'll make any difference at all if it is done in isolation from all the other measures, such as those being trialled under the Tornado umbrella.
Let's have a look at more of today's news now. And